Good morning. Welcome to the Takeover. I am your host, Keisha Bryant, along with the king of LA sports, Richard Lopez. And if you are looking for your daily sports fix, then you have come to the right place. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good. It's great to be king.
It's great. Well, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
the
good
queen,
feeling.
of course.
Hey, well, that's me. I'm the king. So it's good to be the king.
Well, good. I'm glad that you're happy with that.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of sports to get into, so let's just hop right into it.
Let's do it.
The NFL mourns the loss of one of its own today. Legendary football announcer Pat Summerall died Tuesday, according to a spokesman from the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center. It was from cardiac arrest. He was 82 years old. Summerall was a place kicker for the Chicago Cardinals and New York Giants from 1952 to 61, but was probably known best as an NFL announcer, broadcasting alongside former NFL coach John Madden. Summerall was respected and admired by players, coaches, and commissioners alike. He was the voice that defined football for generations of fans, an icon in his profession.
Yeah, a true sports icon. It wasn't a big game out there unless Pat Summerall was announcing it. Most players would agree. And he has the most Super Bowls out of anyone that's ever announced a Super Bowl. He had 16. He announced 16 Super Bowls, which is pretty impressive. And his real name is George. That he got the nickname Pat because he used to be a place kicker for the Chicago Cardinals back in the day. And on the scoreboard, it would read PAT Summerall. So that's how it stuck with him, and that became his announcing name. And he in 1999 he was elected to the American Sportscasters Association Hall of Fame. And in 1994, Fox went after him very hard. Him and his partner John Madden.
Yeah, they actually put Fox on the map.
Yeah, actually,
as far as football goes.
Yeah, they did put him on the map because Fox surprised everybody and outbid CBS for the NFC football rights. And in making that move, they went out and got the great team of Madden and Mr. Summerall, and the rest is history. They made everything look good, and I would have to say he's going to be sorely missed around the NFL world. I know that for sure.
Yes, the NFL definitely lost a legend, and our prayers definitely go out to him and his family.
Yeah.
So. Well, we have the NFL draft coming up, and the NFL, as it's quickly approaching, it's becoming abundantly clear that 2013 will not be the year of the quarterback. With Texas A&M's Luke Joeckel, Central Michigan's Florida Fisher, and Oklahoma Sooners' Lane Johnson not expected to last past the top 10, 2013 is looking more like the year of the left tackle. It's been reported that Kansas City, Cleveland, and Jacksonville are all open to trade talks. Kansas City, who picked up former Niners quarterback Alex Smith, have made it no secret about their willingness to move out of the number one slot, trading down for more draft selections later. What insight can you give us on this year's top 5 picks?
Well, from my sources, a lot of the people around the NFL believe that Andy Reid is basically calling a bluff. Like, he's not going to take the number one pick, or he's saying he's going to trade it to get more stuff, but he probably won't. So they're saying that they'll probably take Eric Fisher, number 1 overall.
Well, yeah, with them picking up Alex Smith, they really have no need for a quarterback, so they do have that, leeway to trade down.
Yeah.
They don't need the Geno Smith, they don't need the Matt Barkley, so they can kind of negotiate some things.
Yeah, they got Alex Smith, and then to back him up, they have Chase Daniels, who's a Kansas City boy. He was born in Missouri.
Okay.
So it looks like he might end up going there. And back to Eric Fisher. He's a big, nasty tackle out of Central Michigan. And he was 22 years old, 6'8", 305, just a string of nastiness inside him. And he just stole the show at the combine. Joeckel was supposed to be number 1 by far, but this guy came out and completely stole the show from him.
So you think he's going to go above?
Yeah, he's going to go above. I don't even have Joeckel in my top 5.
Really?
Yeah, Joeckel's not even in my top 5.
That would surprise a lot of people.
It's true. But Joeckel was guarding one of the best quarterbacks in football, or in college football, Johnny Football, Jonathan Manziel. So, but my number 2, I have Jacksonville Jaguars taking Deion Jordan, the DN out of Oregon, and he's a pretty good pass rusher, 6'7", 241 pounds, just a stud. And at number 3, I have the Oakland Raiders taking Star Latui. He's a D tackle out of Utah, and he's 6'4", 320 pounds, and he was actually supposed to be the number 1 overall pick. But at the combine, they found out he had some heart issues. So his heart rate wasn't going as normal as everyone else's. So now his health is okay, and teams are afraid to make that big investment at number 1 because of his heart issues. And I just think, I believe the Raiders are going to get him because they need a deep tackle like that. They lost Tommy Kelly, and they lost Richard Seymour. So they need someone to replace him, and he looks like the type of guy that will do it.
Okay.
And at number 4, I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking an outside linebacker, Barkevius Mingo out of LSU. Another big outside linebacker, 6'5", 255 pounds. Just a total stud, speed, tackling, total package. And at number 5, I have the Detroit Lions taking Bjorn Werner, who is a DN out of Florida State. This guy is just a stud. He's from Berlin, Germany, and he just nonstop putting pressure on the quarterback. He's always in the backfield. He's 22 years old, and he was the consensus All-American in 2012. He was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year in 2012, and this guy is going to be a great pickup for any NFL team that looks to have a good pass rusher. He's easily coached, and he will be a big threat. He had Florida State was number 2 in the nation in defense last year, and he's the reason why. He just put pressure on the quarterback. But those are my top 5 picks for the draft because I look at some of these mock drafts that are out there, and I just totally don't agree with them. Okay. So I figure my mock draft will probably be better than some of these guys.
Okay, so you don't have Geno Smith going anywhere in your top 10?
I have him going possibly in the top 10.
In the top 10?
Yeah, possibly. I think the Bills might take him. Yeah, okay. I think the most logical spot for him is the Bills because that's where he would fit in the most, I think.
Okay, not the Jets, Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, the Jets, but they signed David Garrard.
Okay.
So I don't see why they would need another quarterback. I think Garrard could be the starter for that team. And Sanchez had a horrible year last year, but I don't think...
Sanchez had a horrible couple of years.
Yeah, horrible couple of years, but yes. That team has been plagued by injuries. And, Sanchez is a Cali boy, so I got to show him some love.
I show him a little bit of love. He is an SC boy, so I appreciate him, but...
Yeah, I know. We got to... we love Mark Sanchez, but, it's not his best year. But, so... We will move on to baseball.
Okay, well, baseball, I know on April 15th, it was Jackie Robinson Day in Major League Baseball. And the number 42 was worn by all players to commemorate and honor the day Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color barrier. You were at the Dodgers game that day. What was the atmosphere like?
I thought it was sold out, but the stadium wasn't filled with seats. A lot of people were a little nervous from the actions that happened earlier that day in Boston.
Yes.
So a lot of people didn't show up to the game. But as of that, Jackie Robinson, he's a pioneer. There was a lot of celebrities out, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Holly Robinson Pete, Rodney Pete, a lot of people were there. And they came out to show support. He was an icon of baseball.
Yes.
And he made his debut on April 15th, 1947. And baseball celebrates one day each year. The festivity is a result of Robinson's memorable career. He's best known for becoming the first black major league player with the Brooklyn Dodgers, who are today known as the Los Angeles Dodgers. And he instantly ended 80 years of segregation in baseball, also called the baseball color line. He, like I say, a true pioneer of the sport. And like you said earlier, every player wears the number 42 to show support for Jackie Robinson. But a little side note, the very first, before 1994 is when this started.
Yes.
But before then, Ken Griffey Jr. was the only player to ever go up to the commissioner and say he wanted to wear 42 to show support. And so I just wanted it to be known. He was the one that I think got it all started.
Yeah, he gets a bad rap sometimes.
Yeah, he does. But he's one of my favorite players of all time. The sneakers and everything. Yeah, it was great. I love Ken Griffey Jr.
Attitude, as far as the players go, how was their attitude? Because I know that was the first time the Dodgers played the Padres, right? Since that incident, that beaming incident in the fight. Yeah. So how was their attitude? What was going on with that in light of the bombing and Jackie Robinson Day? What was that? Before
Monday, over the weekend, I was pretty sure, just knowing baseball, okay, the Dodgers are going to get them back, because that's the rule of thumb in baseball. When someone gets one of your guys, especially they're a big dog like Greinke was, he makes all that money, you get them back. But I think what happened that day was everybody there's a bigger picture out there.
Yes.
So everybody kind of came together. It was probably Don Mattingly said, you know what, guys, it's kind of petty to get at, to talk about this, or to get revenge on these people when there's bigger things going on in the world. And that's exactly how I feel. It's exactly what happened, I think. I think they put the differences aside for that game and for the rest of the time, because there's bigger issues out there than to where, money's not the biggest thing in the world.
Definitely. Well, I was glad to see that they were able to put aside their differences over something so petty to commemorate Jackie Robinson and Rapid turnaround.
Yeah.
Is that what that
No,
means?
no, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. What?
Yeah, you're good. Go.
Okay. Now, I know baseball season just started, but who are your top teams?
My top teams in the American League, I would say the Oakland Athletics. The Oakland Athletics, they are on a terror this year so far. They're 10-4 this season, 10-4 this season, and 6-0 on the road, which is very impressive to me. You know, we got that Moneyball talk with the movie. Who knows? Maybe that's actually working out. And they got some good players: Jed Lowry, Josh Reddick, Coco Crisp, Cespedes, who actually just got injured. AJ Griffin is off to a hot start this season, and he is 3-0, and he is actually working on he's working on being the ace of that club.
Okay.
So, and then they have Bartolo Colon also. So the A's are my team in the American League, but in the National League we have the Braves. The Braves probably are the best team in baseball right now.
Really?
Yeah, they are 12-1.
Okay.
They are 12-1, and they are on a 10-game winning streak. So that's pretty impressive to me. They got all that talent in the outfield. They have Justin Upton, B.J. Upton, Jason Hayward, and I think we have the clip. There should be a clip. There it is. These are the guys before they. Upton, he signed with his brother to the Braves, and Hayward. That's a very athletic outfield right there, and they're on a roll right now, and it's hard to see. Like, I predicted they were going to do all right, but not this good. And you got Braves fans they're up cheering because they love it. It reminds them of the days of Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, and Chipper Jones when he first started. But yeah, Justin Upton's probably the hottest player in baseball right now. He's hitting .348 with 7 home runs and 11 RBIs in 13 games. And the pitching's led by ace Paul Malholm, who's 3-0 to start this year. So, moving on.
So, what do we have? We have basketball next.
Basketball,
Okay.
real quick.
Well, we know the NBA's regular season is coming to an end. The East first-round matchups are pretty much set. The number 1 seed Miami will face number 8 Milwaukee. Number 2 Knicks face off against the number 7 Celtics, and the number 3 Pacers play the number 6 Hawks. Who is your sleeper cell coming out of the East? Who should we watch out for?
Well, out of the East, you have to call this team a sleeper because it's not the Heat. So all you hear about the East is the Heat.
Right.
So it's hard to say they're a sleeper, but I say the Pacers. They're number 3 seed, but a lot of teams are sleeping on them. And I think they play the type of defense and team game that can give the Heat and Knicks problems.
But you cannot count out Boston or the Hawks. The Hawks always bring it in the playoffs. And
True.
The Celtics, they have that playoff experience. They have that veteran experience.
Yes, that's true.
So they are not doing so well. Their season, to me, has been a disappointment, the Celtics. But you can't count them out with Pierce and Garnett. I think you need to watch out for them, too.
I do, too. I think they have a good chance against the Knicks in the first round, but I just don't see anything after that because I think they don't. If they had Rondo, they would be a real serious threat.
But they've really pulled together with is it Green?
Yeah, Green.
They've really pulled it together without Rondo with Green.
Yeah.
So they might don't count them out.
Oh, I'm not counting them out, but I mean we got the Miami Heat there, so I'm picking them to go to the finals at least.
Against.
Okay, well we'll get to that. I'm a big Laker fan, but I'm being realistic
No,
here.
let's keep it in the East.
You want to keep it in the
Let's
East?
keep it in the East. The Heat versus who?
Oh, in the finals?
Yes, in the semifinals.
Okay.
I would think the Heat versus my top would probably be the Knicks.
Yeah, I say Heat and Pacers.
Heat and Pacers.
Yeah. So
Okay.
those are my picks for the East. And for the West, what do you got in the West?
Well, the West playoff picture, not so simple. With the number 3, 4, and 7 seeds still not set, first round matchups are still being determined. But let's talk about the could-be matchups in the West. So what teams do you think match up well?
Well, I think, if the Lakers, it all depends on what they do at their final game of the season against the Rockets. If they win, they're in. They can get 7 seed, and then they play the Spurs first round. That's the chance they have. That's their only chance of advancing. Because if the Lakers lose tonight and the Jazz also lose, that means the Lakers have to play the Thunder. And I'm sorry to say it, but without Kobe Bryant, they have pretty much no chance. I'll be pulling for him, though. Don't get me wrong. I'll be there cheering. I'm gonna be there the final game of the season. I'm gonna be cheering for them. But realistically, it's gonna be hard to do this without Kobe.
So do the Lakers, they get in whether they win or lose? It just determines on what seed they are. So if they lose tonight, are they still in?
No,
they're
not
out
necessarily.
Completely. Not necessarily. The Jazz would have to lose as well.
Yeah, if the Jazz win tonight and the Lakers lose, Lakers are done. They're gone. But if the Lakers win and the Jazz win, Lakers.
So if the Worst case scenario, they lose. Who moves into that eighth spot?
The Jazz.
The Jazz.
And the Rockets stay
The
at the seventh
Rockets
seed.
stay at the 7th seed.
Yeah, and
okay.
that will be no fun for the King if the Lakers don't get in the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now. But it'll happen because I firmly believe Howard's the best center in the league by far, and I think he will show why he deserves to get that max contract and why the Lakers should re-sign him. So that's my call for it tonight.
Well, another scenario we need to watch out for is the number 3 and the number 4 spot.
Yes.
The flip-flop between the Denver Nuggets and my Los Angeles Clippers.
Okay.
If the Clippers win tonight, and I believe they will go ahead and they will move over to that 3rd spot. So we definitely want that to happen. I think they will match up better with the number 6 seed than they would with the Grizzlies.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, both. It's hard to say who's better team between Grizzlies and 3 through 6 are pretty even.
Pretty even, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think the Clippers should pull it off. I think they have enough talent to do it. So, yeah. So Kobe. Let's talk Kobe real quick.
Well, on April 12th, according to trainer Gary Vitti, Lakers shooting guard Kobe Bryant suffered a torn Achilles. He ruptured his Achilles tendons late in the game against Golden State while trying to put a move on Warriors small forward Harrison Barnes. The Lakers went on to win that game, but at what cost? The Lakers don't have their star player anymore. What was the risk really worth the reward in that game?
Well, it's pretty much Kobe. At first I thought D'Antoni, but then you look at the mentality of Kobe Bryant. He wasn't going to come out of that game. He even said it, like he wasn't going to let the coach take him out. So it's kind of his fault too. But to be honest, I think it's just a wear and tear. He's played 17 seasons. He plays in the Olympics. He plays in all these other different teams and games. He's worn down. I just want to see him get healthy so he can have one more good year and go out. I don't want to see him go out like that. That's the last thing I want to see.
Well, the day after the injury, Kobe had an MRI, which did confirm that he had a torn Achilles, and he underwent successful surgery to prepare the ruptured tendon. Bryant will be out for the playoffs, and a 6 to 9 month recovery time is expected. Some sources are even speculating that this may be a career-ending injury for the Lakers superstar guard, who was averaging 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. So, what is your take on the whole career-ending injury theory?
I don't think it'll be a career-ending injury. I think it'll slow him down a little bit, but with the technology and the doctors today, like I think look at Adrian Peterson, NFL. He was able to come back. Granted, he's younger than Kobe Bryant.
But Kobe has tenacity. He's really, I'm not the biggest Kobe fan, but he has an attitude where I'm going to get healthy and I'm going to get back in the game.
Any player in the NBA right now can look at Kobe Bryant and take lessons as far as work ethic.
Yes.
He is head over heels, one of the top guys as far as work ethic.
Yes.
And yeah, there was also a few other rumors out there, right?
There are a few other rumors. Since the injury to Bryant, the trade rumors have been swarming. And the Lakers GM Mitch Kupchak has actually addressed these rumors by saying, despite the Achilles injury, there have been no consideration for parting ways with the 34-year-old Bryant, who was set to make $30.5 million in the last year of his contract. What do you think the Lakers will do?
What I think they'll do is they're not going to trade Kobe. Let's be real.
Either.
I mean, Kobe Bryant, come on. It'd be the dumbest thing ever to trade him. The Laker fans would go irate. But, if they are willing to go that direction, they need to make sure Howard's re-signed.
Now, I don't think that they would place their future in Howard's hands just yet. They would be a fool to let go of Kobe.
This is why tonight's game versus the Rockets is a big deal. Because if he can get them into the playoffs without Kobe, this game might just get him that new deal, the offer that he wants. So if he can step up tonight, if he wants to get paid, he needs to step up tonight. And I'm not just saying that because I'm going to be there. But he needs to step up because the King says so.
I think it actually should go a step further. I don't think this game should determine whether or not Howard should get that big contract. I think how far they go into the playoffs, his leadership skills, how far he will be able to take them without Kobe. That should be the determining factor to see if he gets that contract or not. I don't think his maturity level's there yet.
No, he's 26 years old. But all that don't matter if they don't win tonight.
That's true.
So if they don't win tonight, then he's not going to get the chance to do anything in the playoffs. So they have to win tonight. And that's the bottom line. And I'll be there reporting. And I'm so hyped for it. They got to do it.
You make sure you get
they got to do it. I'm going to get all the footage. They better do it. Jeez.
Well, in a recent Twitter quote, here's what the mama had to say about that. We don't quit. We don't cower. We don't run. We endure and conquer. That is the mama mentality.
That is very true.
On that note, that is pretty much all we have today for sports. Thank you for joining us here on the Takeover, and we will take it back to the studio.